Hey, how's it going? Good morning. It's I don't know what it is, 7:15 in the morning, and that is Sukhumvit Soi 77 in the En Route area. I walked all the way up 77, showing all the different condos. If you're interested in that video, just search my videos. You'll see En Route 77, and this is the People's, man, I keep calling it the People's Mart. It's the People's Park, which is just a two-story series of restaurants, fast food, Lucky Sandwich, all kinds of Korean and Japanese food. It's a fun little place, and they have a nice beer garden in the center of it where you can get the towers of beer and have a good time with some street food. I think there's 8 or 10 options. We're gonna head over here and go on Soi 81. Now, in my personal opinion, we're kind of tucked away pretty far back here. People's Park, that's absolutely as far as I would walk back here from the BTS En Route. We're 6 large blocks, maybe 7, but this building I know is very popular. I'll walk up to get the name, maybe because it's affordable. It is right next to this People's Park. They used to have a small grocery store, and I think it's being replaced by a Tops grocery, so you're close and you wouldn't have to walk 6 blocks down to the Big C groceries. Now, of course, all these condos are going to have shuttle buses, little tuk-tuks to run you to the BTS, including this one. Or that one is, I think, Lumpini number 2. Again, you better be saving a lot of money. And what I mean is, I'm paying 16,000 baht for a 1-bedroom. Hey, you better get a 1-bedroom for 10,000 baht to live this far back, in my humble opinion, because that is a 15-16 minute walk if you're walking at a good pace, and these are estimates, and that doesn't seem like a big deal. But when it's 102 degrees or a foot of rain is coming down in 6 hours, yeah, you don't want to make that distance. And these little tuk-tuks, again, it seems like, well, that's the perfect solution. I'll just take the little bus every time. In living here a year, I think I've been on my bus maybe a half a dozen times. It just never works out. I'm walking downstairs at 6:03, it just took off, or you know, it'll take off in the next 17 minutes. So I 100% of the time make that walk, and you'd probably do the same even if you were living way back here. So here's a laundromat. Also, I would almost say it's a must to have laundry in your facility. 9 out of 10 of these condos are going to have a washing machine. Nobody's going to have a dryer. Every now and then you'll have that washing machine that is both washing dryer combo, but they don't work so well. And just washing it and hanging it out to dry, that's not bad. And once in a while, not that often, in a year, I've came to the laundromat, I don't know, 3 times maybe, and just kind of washed and dried things and fluffed them up, I guess. But the washing and hanging it out, it's not really as bad as it seems. Just use a little fabric softener, you'll live. And once again, that's 77 over here. This is the People's Park. 77, a very popular street. There's half dozen or more larger style condos. This isn't even that large. But this Soi 81, it's also very popular. Again, we're tucked away way back here, but I'm gonna go around the corner and walk up 81, whatever it is, the 5-6 long blocks to BTS En Route. And there are some legendary buildings. I think it's the Chambers. At one time, 50% of the expats I talked to in this area, yeah, I'm staying at the Chambers. I don't know. I think it was during the pandemic, you could get a 1-bedroom in there cheap, like 6,000-7,000 baht or something. So I think it made a pretty popular building. I doubt if that's the case these days, but I'll at least give you a pick of 81 as you're making your living decisions. Here's an old school wooden house. Has a lot of charm. And this isn't exactly pedestrian friendly, this little area, but do the best you can. Okay, so it's the Icon. This still says it's on Sukhumvit 77. But 77 is really over there, and then it maybe snakes over to 81. You'll see, yeah, this is really a terrible street for pedestrians, but I need to walk all the way down there to go to 81. That's another thing you want to keep in mind when you're making your condo decisions is you're going to be doing a lot more walking than you think, and this really isn't even that bad of traffic. So sometimes it might be worth that extra 1,000 baht or $26 to not have to deal with it. And this is the icon. You can see all the people, they're actually in a line waiting for the tuk-tuk because it holds 6 or 8 people. All right, I'm gonna have to make my way up this street, which I'm not looking forward to, but at least walk where you can see the traffic. Yeah, this walk is terrible. I really am having car mirrors come within an inch of my arm. So personally, there's no way I would live back at that last building. No way at all. You're 100% during traffic anyhow, you're gonna be relying on that bus, and that's why there's a line of people. But we'll get up to 81 and make our way down to the train. 81, if I remember, has a bit of a sidewalk. They do have a 5-star chicken, which isn't bad, and a large 7-Eleven, but that's about all this little street has going for it. Yeah, just almost enough room for 2 cars to pass, much less a pedestrian. Walking on either side is not going to happen. You just need to jump out of the way. And I think we're still technically on Soi 77, which is actually 3 blocks over there is 77, but it must just splinter off and come up here. And where this guy's making a right turn, I'm going to guess that's the start of Soi 81. Hey, and don't get me wrong, I 100% understand saving money, and hey, I'm a digital nomad moving to Bangkok and I only want to spend $195 for my rent, so I'll live in this small building 8 blocks tucked away, you know, back here. All that's fine, but you can still find older buildings. If you don't mind living in a Thai style building, you can live right in the heart of Sukhumvit in a no frills Thai style building with an old Thai style toilet, the works, and you can live there for practically nothing. Yeah, I don't know how these cars are getting around this little corner, but you gotta also bring in quality to life. I mean, do you want to deal with taking your life in your hands walking to the train every day? And I'm not saying that's worth paying an extra $200, $300, $400 a month, but it's sure worth paying an extra 30 bucks a month to get 3 blocks from the train and not have to deal with whatever. In this case, it's traffic on a very narrow street back here. So this is 81. Again, some very small, like, hotels. But a lot of these hotels will also do long-term leases. Here's the number 81 apartments. Let's get around the corner here. This guy's just waiting for a customer. If you get a little impatient and you don't want to wait for your shuttle to come back, he'll rush you down there for 20 baht. This is the number 81 apartment. Nice building. And I know this 81 gets a little wider, so it's nowhere near as bad as that little 77. Yeah, see, you at least got a shot to walk here. But you have to be careful and walk facing traffic, because you see this pink cab coming at me. It would not be uncommon at all for a motorbike to just be zipping through here. They're not idiots. They're not going to head towards a pedestrian. But if you happen to be taking a left, yeah, expect a motorbike to be right there. They take every bit of real estate to make their living. And this is the premium. Here comes the shuttle bus. The premium 81. Actually looks like a nice building. Smaller, good sized balconies. You know, oftentimes see the big double balcony, oftentimes that's a 2-bedroom, and the small balconies over here, well, that's going to be the studio and 1-bedroom. So you can't really judge that book by its cover. Nice size 7-Eleven across the way. From here to the train, I would live back here, no problem. This is less than a 10-minute walk to En Route BTS. 81 is definitely a more Thai street, and what I mean by that is there's just nothing back here. Starbucks, KFC, none of that. You can find it all at the malls 3 and 4 blocks away. But if all that's important to you, back here, your local restaurants, you're 100% going to be eating Thai food, maybe some Japanese food. Oh, I didn't know what that building was tucked back there. I've been on this street a million times. I think I'll try to make my way across traffic and see what it is. I'm making my way across traffic. It's easier said than done. So I came off of 81 to see what these buildings were, but they're tucked over here behind that wall. And I'm gonna think that building that's the back end of a building on Soi 83. So okay, that's a bust. We'll get back on 81. More local stores, a lot of laundromats, because people that live in these apartments, they're not gonna have a washer. You know, a lot of these businesses are still closed up. A lot of these Thai businesses open late. It's probably 7:30. It wouldn't be unusual for a lot of these places. Well, these are restaurants, so they're going to open at 11 or whatnot. But even just regular businesses, they'll open at 10, but they'll be in there till 10 p.m. oftentimes. These Thai folks, they work hard, but starting at 5 in the morning isn't super common. The PP Mansion, this is a good example of a no frills, no pool, no nothing, basic building. But everything's gonna have air conditioning. There's probably washers and dryers down below. You might get lucky and find them in the unit, but doubtful. But the good news is you might pay less than 10,000 baht. So I would, if you're on a budget, I would absolutely pay 9 or 10,000 baht to stay at something like the PP Mansion before I would stay in we'll call it a Thai style building for 6,000 baht. And again, I'm making up the numbers. I 100% understand 2,000 baht is $57, but that might be the best $50. Okay, that might be the best 57 bucks you spend. Yeah, see, there's a laundromat right down below, and that's usually for a reason. It's penny wise and pound foolish. Is that the expression? Sure, you can live way back there for 300 bucks and spend 200 bucks on motorbikes each month. Maybe an exaggeration. Or you can live, you know, for that same 200 bucks feet from the train. We're about 2 blocks to BTS on Newt. This is a huge food court area. It goes back in there, I don't know, 3 stalls deep. And there's a couple of, I think they're actually hotels. The Solo Express. But I'm sure you can arrange some good deals if you're paying by the month. But we're coming up on the Chambers, which, again, there's not too many conversations on the other side of the street at Soi 50 that at some point don't lead to, yeah, I live over in the Chambers. And here's the Porn Ponsasap residence. Again, nothing fancy. I doubt if they have a swimming pool, but the plus is you are a very easy walk to On Newt Station and the Lotus grocery store. Plus, I think there's a Tops grocery store right there. And of course, you're going to have AC. I would doubt you're going to have a washing machine, but I don't know. Here's the BU house on the right. You'll just have to do the math. I would estimate 80% of expats that move over here go right to, I'll call them the fancier buildings, the high rises and all. Maybe an older one if you want to save a little bit of money. Pay 12,000 baht for a 1-bedroom. If you know, you don't mind paying an extra 100 bucks a month, get a fancier brand new building, pay 16, 17,000 baht. Again, these are all estimates, but if you're living on a smaller budget, nothing wrong in the world with checking out one of these places and trying to find a nice, decent place to stay for, I don't know, 8,000, 9,000 baht a month, maybe less. But thinking you're going to come over and move into one of these Thai-style apartments over a business, that's going to be a little more difficult unless you have connections, because oftentimes these places are just going to be super, super cheap. Not trying to denigrate how anybody lives, but I don't know if you'd want to live there anyhow. And that's going to be more set aside for somebody's brother-in-law, etc., to live there for 150 bucks a month. One long block away, you can see the railroad track for the BTS. There's a Burger King right there. There's a Lotus grocery store. And this is the B2U house. Hopefully they have some little balconies or something on the other side. And this building, the K Mansion, room for rent. I don't know why that Chambers building is so popular. Maybe they have a swimming pool. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's you only afford. I know it's super close to the BTS. This is actually, every time I come by, it's packed with expats just sitting out front, smoking, having a beer. So right across from this 7-Eleven is the Your Space Apartments. Looks like they have a little garden on the roof. And tucked away back here are a couple more small buildings. I really don't want to deal with this traffic, but I see this is called the TT building, and there's another one off to the right. That might be the backside of a building from Soi 83. Here's the My Condo, Sukhumvit 81. Again, you're not going to live on the 38th floor. It's 8 stories tall. But even in the large buildings, I remember looking at my condo, and again, like a dummy, I'd never lived in a quote-unquote high-rise, so I wanted to live up on the 37th floor. But then when I saw the prices, well, this is the price for the 8th floor, the 27th floor, and the 37th floor, and they were $200 apart each. Now here's the Chambers. I am going to walk through there just to see what all the hubbub, if I can get across the street, see what all the hubbub's about. Maybe it's just the nicest building close to the BTS. I don't know. Or maybe they just did a Facebook campaign. But a lot of people come up here to the Chambers. And I just asked this young lady, and she said there is a swimming pool. Super, super clean. But yes, they look small. So that's probably the deal. Just smaller units, very convenient to the train, and that's going to come at a savings. These units look a little bigger, but like in every building, you're going to have studios, 1 and 2 bedroom units, and all of these buildings are going to have security. Although major crime's not a real problem over here in Bangkok. I don't know if it's a karma thing. Yeah, you'll hear of the occasional bicycle theft, but 7-Eleven's getting robbed. Yeah, not so much. Now we're almost to Sukhumvit, and we're going to get into the high rises because that's where they build most of them, is right on the train line or within 3 or 4 blocks. And yeah, that'd be the first place I would look if it fits your budget. Closer to the train, the better. But I've also mentioned in other videos, I looked at this building, I looked at the building right next door, and they're within feet of the train. And yeah, I mean, I took my time, 3 or 4 days, whatever. And my building, which is 3 blocks, maybe 4 blocks from the train, I just liked everything about it better. And it's worked out fine. Yes, I have a 6-7 minute walk. This is the Powerline Engineering building, which they're doing a great job. You think they might dress up the power lines right in front of the building, but I kid. Yeah, I have a 6 or 7 minute walk, but it's worth it to me. But if you're happy with one of these units with a 2-second walk to the train, there it goes. That's not bad either. So we're on Sukhumvit, and we have this building. This is 8 a.m. traffic, the Resident. And we're popping out right at BTS on Newt. Burger King across the street. I'm not a huge McDonald's or Burger King guy. I don't think I've gone to McDonald's once in a year. But Burger King, yeah, 2 in the morning seems like a good idea. And this one stays open 24 hours. All these guys in the orange vests are taxis. They just go in a line, try not to get hit, and 20 baht, they'll race you to the train. lot of people look at all this chaos and it's like, yeah, I couldn't handle it. Yeah, this is really nothing compared to a lot of countries. Vietnam, the motorbikes just bang into each other all day. Bangkok, of course, there's going to be traffic. It's a major city. If that's going to drive you crazy, yeah, you might want to look at even Pattaya or areas around Pattaya. They're going to be way more mellow than the chaos in Bangkok. But I love the city. I love the energy of the city. And for now, I wouldn't live any other place. And yes, it looks a little bit older. Maybe they're smaller units. But this resident building with a 7-Eleven and a 10-foot walk to the en route BTS, these are the first places you want to look at. Thinking you're going to come over to Bangkok and buy a car, drive around? Yeah, I get it. I've never not had a car since I was 16. I'm 56. But this last year without a car has been no big deal with the trains, buses, and cheap taxis here in Bangkok. Driving in this traffic, that's really the last thing I want to do. Could I do it? Yes. Would it be a pain? It sure looks like a pain. And of course, there's no way you're going to walk across this Sukhumvit. I mean, you can if you're an idiot, but they have these different walk bridges, or there's oftentimes 6 set of stairs to get up to the train station. Well, you can walk up to the train, cross. That's the Lotus grocery store. McDonald's, Starbucks, Lotus, it's like a Walmart. Yeah, use these train stations to get yourself across. Don't even consider running across and jumping that gate. You're gonna get hit by something. I don't care if it's at 2 in the morning. And here where Soi 81 pops out onto Sukhumvit is the Avani. That's a hotel, I believe. Avani Sukhumvit, Bangkok, and then the Century Movie Plaza. It's an older 4 or 5 story mall, but it has Starbucks, McDonald's. You got a McDonald's here, you got a McDonald's here. No shortage of Western food over here. Just plan on paying almost the exact same price as the US, maybe a little bit less, but I know prices are going up. But if you're gonna pay 12 bucks for a meal at McDonald's, it's probably gonna be 9 or 10 bucks over here. And I don't know why, I'm not a coffee guy. I don't know why people are just addicted to Starbucks, where this lady's cool little coffee cart is probably 20% of the price of a Starbucks. So give those a try. And this Century, it's got a smaller movie theater upstairs. There's nothing wrong with it. They'll also show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think, discounted prices. Like, I'm just pulling it out of my hat, 160 baht a ticket as compared to 400 baht a ticket when it first comes out at the Siam Paragon IMAX. Now this mall doesn't open till 10:30, which is a little strange, but again, that's how they do things here in Bangkok. They open late and stay open late. And this Tops, again, the grocery stores, even the big grocery store by my place, it doesn't open till 8 in the morning. This Tops opens at 10:30, and it's a pretty nice little grocery store. It's smaller, but it'll have everything you need. That's the one thing that makes En route very popular is there's no shortage of groceries. You got the Tops here, you've got the Lotus here, and then we go up 1 block and in 1 block, and you have Big C all within 2 blocks. That's a little unusual. You got to be mindful when you're picking your condo. Well, where am I going to shop? Again, it sounds like it's no big deal. And in California, I didn't think twice. Yeah, I got to get in my car. There goes the Bangkok to Pattaya bus. It's less than $3 one way out of the Ekamai bus station. I didn't think twice about when I'm looking at buying houses, where's the nearest grocery store, because there's going to be one within a mile or 2. But here, when I'm on foot power, it's a little bit more important to kind of map out my day. Okay, here's the train. You know, my condo's back here. What's in between the train and my condo? Luckily, I have a grocery store and a 7-Eleven, so that makes my life pretty easy. Now, this is the local bus, 12 baht, non-air conditioned. Air-conditioned bots, if you're lucky enough to get one, I think are 17 or 18 baht. And the BTS is going up in price. I don't pay attention. I just have my rabbit card and I put money on it, and it seems to last 3 or 4 weeks. But Rides are on average about $1 to go 3 train stops, whatever. So yeah, a lot of Thai folks can't afford that, or they don't want to pay it, and taking that bus is the best option. Now this is Soi 79, the IDO Verve building. And here comes the air-conditioned bus. So here we are back on Sukhumvit and all its 8 or 8:30 in the morning craziness. Thanks for checking out my little look around Bangkok. If this is something that interests you, consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Maybe a thumbs up if you're so inclined. Take it easy.